Former President Donald J. Trump has broken his silence on the rapidly escalating war between Iran and Israel, delivering a striking and provocative address that has rippled across political, diplomatic, and media circles worldwide. Known for his blunt and often polarizing style, Trump offered a scathing critique of the Biden administration's foreign policy. This war, this devastation, this bloodshed, it never would have happened if I were still in the White House, Trump declared to loud applause. He pointed to the 2021 revival of nuclear negotiations with Iran and the loosening of certain sanctions as signs of weakness. We had Iran under control. They were desperate for a deal on our terms. But Biden came in and gave them life again, Trump said. Iran was broke. They were isolated. They were scared of us. We were building a wall of peace against Iranian aggression. But Biden let that wall crumble. He argued. Now they're emboldened. They're richer, stronger, and they're causing chaos again. They tested Biden, and he failed. He's asleep at the wheel, Trump said, outlined his view of what went wrong in the Middle East and boldly claimed that such a war would never have happened under his watch. Israel has every right, every obligation to defend itself. No nation can tolerate missile attacks on its cities, on its families, on its children, he said. Any attack on Israel is an attack on civilization itself. That kind of clarity kept the peace, he asserted. He said, "You don't get peace by bowing to terrorists. You get peace by standing firm, by being strong, and by showing your enemies that you mean business. This war never would have happened if I were president. If I were president today, I would end this war quickly, very quickly. But I would do it from a position of power, not weakness," he said. Some praised his strong support for Israel and argued that his policies during his term did indeed create relative stability in the region. Supporters say his America First approach created leverage and stability. Critics argue that Trump's withdrawal from the Iran nuclear deal destabilized the situation in the first place. Others warned that his confrontational tone and lack of diplomacy could escalate tensions further. If he returned to power, Iran must stop all nuclear development and all funding of terrorism and pull back its militias. Only then can real peace begin. Speaking at a packed rally in Ohio and later in interviews, Trump made it clear that he sees the Iran-Israel war as a direct consequence of President Joe Biden's leadership. It's about showing the world that we're back, that we're strong, and that we won't let evil win. He also warned that if Iran continues its escalation, the conflict could spiral into a much larger regional war, drawing in countries like Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and even Gulf nations. Trump directly blamed the Biden administration for what he called a total failure of deterrence, but in real, tangible action, and criticized the Biden administration for sending mixed signals to allies in the region. Our allies don't trust us. Our enemies don't fear us. That's what happens under weak leadership. He is using the conflict to highlight what he views as the failures of the Biden administration, while reminding voters of his own foreign policy track record. And several Arab countries, including the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Sudan, and Morocco. We were making peace, historic peace, Trump stated. For Trump, the message is simple. Under his leadership, there was strength, peace, and deterrence. Without him, there is war, Arab nations were lining up to sign peace deals with Israel. We were changing the entire Middle East without firing a single shot. He added that the current administration's softness, confusion, and weakness have emboldened Iran to increase its influence across the region through proxies, such as Hezbollah in Lebanon, militias in Syria and Iraq, and support for Hamas in Gaza. Trump believes this network of proxy warfare directly threatens Israel and regional peace, citing the Abraham Accords. Trump was proud to remind the crowd of his administration's major diplomatic success, the Abraham Accords, which normalized relations between Israel. According to Trump, those deals not only promoted economic growth but also created a strategic alliance that isolated Iran. He claimed that Iran took note of the change in leadership in Washington and saw it as an opportunity to reassert itself militarily and ideologically, defending Israel's right to respond on the war itself. Trump was clear and unapologetic in his support for Israel. "Let me be very clear," Trump said. He warned that the United States must stand by Israel not just in words. The role of sanctions and military strength. Trump credited the effectiveness of his maximum pressure campaign during his presidency, which involved heavy economic sanctions on Iran, military deterrence, and diplomatic isolation. "Soleimani was the world's #1 terrorist, and we took him out." Trump argued that Iran's current aggression is a result of the rollback of these strong measures, a call for peace through strength. Despite his aggressive tone toward Iran, Trump claimed he is a man of peace and repeated one of his signature phrases, "peace through strength." He floated the idea of stepping in as a negotiator if re-elected, proposing that he could bring Iran and Israel to the table under strict conditions. Global reactions to Trump's speech. World leaders and political analysts were quick to respond to Trump's remarks. Within the U.S., Trump's comments have reignited debates about the country's role in Middle Eastern conflicts. Looking toward 2024 as the 2024 presidential election approaches, the Iran-Israel war has unexpectedly become a central issue in Trump's campaign narrative. "This isn't just about Iran and Israel," Trump concluded. "It's about America. It's about leadership." His remarks signal that foreign policy, especially related to Iran, Israel, and the broader Middle East, will be a critical point of contrast in the upcoming election. As the situation in the Middle East continues to unfold, Trump's voice will remain a powerful and controversial force in shaping the global conversation.